Okay, so let's talk about book one in the Night Eaters trilogy. This first book is called She Eats the Night. I get the feeling that this is one of those series, I guess, that for me it felt really overly hyped. This is written by Marjorie Liu and illustrated by Sana Takeda. To be honest with you guys, like, I can see the appeal. I decided to pick this up because I was looking for a newish kind of horror graphic novel comic series to read, and that's how I came across this one. The story, it's really kind of all really mainly about this mystery house that is across the way from the main characters where they live. We have this older couple who sometimes they say things that kind of alludes to them being not quite human, that they are possibly beings or whatnot that have lived for a very long time, and they have twins. And the twins are like, it feels like, you know, that Asian stereotype, how they strive and strive and strive, and the mom's just never happy with how they turned out. That kind of deal. But basically, it's mainly about this rundown house that's across from them. And the parents are kind of the guardians, the caretakers, I guess you could say, for this really creepy kind of overrun house. Like, I say overrun, and it's like engulfed with vines, and there's these creepy little Asian dolls that are inside it, and you're not really given too much information throughout the story. And one of the things that kind of really hindered me from really enjoying this story was the artwork. I'm going to be right out front with you guys, right out the gate. I'm not a big fan of Takeda's illustrations. I thought at times the proportions, because I'm somebody with an art background, so the proportions of the characters would make them look like they were 5 years old or 6 years old. So like the drawing proportions on the characters was really it was just out there. Because at one time they would look like they're full-grown adults, and then in other scenes they look like they were children. So like the whole perspective of the drawings of the characters really threw me for a loop. It made it hard for me to enjoy it. Because, you know, sometimes I found the style to be interesting. And I get it. This is the team that's worked on Monstrous, and I've read Monstrous and I enjoyed those books. But this one, not so much. I'm just throwing it out there. I thought the story was just okay. It seemed, like I said, it's really, really slow going. You're kind of teased a little bit of information here and there. There were some times where the story really relies on the illustrations to really let you know what's going on, as there's only so much dialogue at certain points. I do think it possibly could be an interesting story. Don't get me wrong, I probably will go pick up the other two books just because I want to know how it's going to end. But for me, this felt like a strong 3 out of 5 star rating for me. This was just okay in my opinion. I just really did not think this was that great, and I do know that a lot of my friends on Goodreads absolutely adored this book. They really loved it. I know that a lot of my friends on Goodreads gave this like a 4 or 5 star rating on Goodreads. Me, on the other hand, I was not that impressed, and the hindrance for me is the illustrations. The artwork just felt off at times. And if you're going to tell a story like this, you got to have consistency, especially when the story kind of flashes back to different time periods. you really need your artwork to be consistent. And if you're going to have these twins and they're always the same age in most of the scenes, then have some consistency with the way you draw their proportions. Don't make them look like they're children in scenes where they're supposed to be adults. Stuff like that. Sorry for nitpicking, but that's just how I am. I require consistency when it comes to illustrations and storytelling. It's not just the story sometimes. Sometimes the illustrations have to match. It's just a part of it. It's the nature of the beast. But that's all I really got to say about this, guys. Of course, as always, I will have a link to Amazon down below if you really must check this out for yourselves. I'm also going to throw down my Ko-fi link. If you got something from watching this video, you want to see me put out more content, then buy me a coffee or two. And if you're new here and you want to see more book reviews, book recommendations, hit that subscriber button, hit that notification bell. And that's all I got to say about this. This is Night Eaters Book 1, She Eats the Night. I feel like it does have potential to be an interesting trilogy, but just this one just felt okay for me, and that's where we're going to leave it. Until next time, later, guys.